Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's here. The full everyday makeup routine is here. I know the weather is hot at the moment and this isn't actually my natural go-to everyday makeup at the moment because the weather is just so hot and humid that I just can't walk around with this much product on my face. But you were asking for this for so long, all the way back since like April, May when I started my YouTube channel. So I thought I would stay true, commit, and then do my full everyday makeup routine for like normal weather. So this is what I usually wear. I haven't got lashes on. I do sometimes wear lashes for YouTube, but I'm not wearing those today. Also, as a side note, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. But thank you so much for tuning back in. And if you would like to see how I created this makeup, please keep watching. So I've already primed and moisturised my skin. For moisturiser, I use this Mario Badescu Buttermilk Moisturiser. This was included in my May monthly favourites. It is one of my favourite moisturisers. It's really lightweight, non-oily, and because it's got buttermilk in it, it micro-exfoliates the skin, so it creates a really smooth, flawless base ready for makeup. And then I moved on to the Porefessional by Benefit. So this is my favourite primer. It's a great pore filling and perfecting primer. It creates a really smooth base and obviously erases pores, fine lines, fills them all in, and it's not like clogging to the skin, and I find that my makeup stays put a lot longer, especially in this hot weather. Then I'm going to move on to highlighting and illuminating. I do love these two glow products. So I love this one by Neod. It's called the Photography Fluid, and the premise of this is to be like an Instagram filter for skin. And then this one is by NARS. So this is the NARS Orgasm Illuminator. As you can see, it's basically gone, but I absolutely love this as a highlighter and then also under foundation to create a bit of added glow. So I'm going to do a mix of both of them. Obviously you don't need to at home, but I like a combination of the two, as this one is a bit more pinky champagne based and then this one is sort of silverier based, so I like to mix the two. So as you can see, it creates a nice luminous base for makeup. It gives you a real glow without being like glistening oily. It just creates a nice luminous sheen. So for foundation, I actually like two different foundations and I do tend to use them together. The first is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation, and then the second is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. Now anybody that has followed me since my blog days, you'll know that both of these have been my holy grails for quite some time now. This is definitely like my go-to everyday foundation throughout the summer. It's a lot more breathable, lightweight, and can be buffed out into almost nothing. And then in the winter time, this is just perfect for full-blown flawless coverage without being thick, cakey and heavy. I like layering the two. I know that sounds crazy, but I do struggle with a lot of redness. If you can see, I have something called rosacea in my skin, which means I retain a lot of redness in the surface of my cheeks especially, and it brings it all the way down to my jaw. So as much as I like myself without foundation on, I am confident without it. I just like to get rid of all of the redness in my skin when I am using foundation. You don't have to get both foundations to achieve my makeup look. I wouldn't say that using these two together is what gives me perfect skin. I would say both of them individually give me perfect skin, but I just like to layer up for more coverage purposes. So I first go in with the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. So I put a few really thin stripes down my face, down my nose, and then across my forehead. I also like to go in the inner corners of the eyes, as I do have a lot of darkness under here. I first apply this and then buff this in. I use this battered Real Techniques buffing brush. It is actually my favourite buffing brush of all. So I'll go in and do this first. So quite often I'll just leave it here and that'll be it for foundation, but obviously what I at least show on YouTube, I do a slightly fuller coverage look. So then I move on to the Huda Beauty foundation. I take 2 pumps of that on a beauty sponge and then just blend this all over the skin with a bouncing technique. and this will well and truly airbrush your skin. So after I've finished that, then I move on to the concealer. So I use the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. So with a flat brush, I take some of this concealer and I just focus it in the areas where I need to highlight and illuminate. And then again, taking my beauty sponge, I just bounce that in. So I know for some people this might seem like quite a lot of makeup. I think makeup is a very subjective thing. What is a lot to some people is nothing to others. I wish I was one of those girls who could just walk around with perfect, tanned, clean, empty skin, but I'm very red, very freckly. I'm very pale usually as well. So to set my makeup, I use the NYX HD finishing powder in the colour Banana. If you watched my how to conceal my under eyes video, you'll notice that it's the same product. The concealers are different now. Because I had my tear troughs filled, I don't actually use as many products under the eyes anymore because I'm not trying to combat quite as much shadow. I still take this powder and I'll take it on the tapered end of my beauty sponge and I will just set alongside the nose up into the corner of the eye. Now this also slims the nose by bringing it down both sides of the nose, and then obviously I carry on just setting under the eyes. Then the next thing I do, again, I just set under my jaw. So as crazy as I look right now, I will just leave that to bake for a moment whilst I do my brows. Moving on to brows again, I use two different brow products depending on how dark I want my brows. So the first is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown, and then the second is the NYX Tame and Frame Gel in brunette. So I'm going to use the NYX today. I take it on this Anastasia Beverly Hills tapered angle brush and the spoolie. So first of all, I just brush out my brows with the spoolie. Then I just take the product on the brush and then begin lightly filling my brows in. So I do have quite a good natural shape for my brows, but they are slightly sparse. So I like to fill in across the top first and then just keep brushing it through to try and keep it nice and natural. And then I line along the bottom to just give a bit more shape again. I go through phases of liking my brows and then being really crap at filling them in. So I have considered microblading. Let me know if any of you have had microblading, and if so, if you recommend it, because I really don't like filling my brows in. I'd say they're about even. But the next step for me is to brush off the jaw contour. Who's this? Let's see what's this. One sec. I use the medium contour kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and then in the one that I ran out of, I put a shade called Orange, and this is just like an orange bronzer colour. But I like to mix basically all of them together. I begin by blending it into the hairline around the perimeter of my face, and then out towards my temples. I'm just taking it on this Zoeva bronzing brush. I would say if I was on a desert island, bronzer and lip balm would be the two things I would need most. And then I pull back the hair above my ear to create a sharp line under my cheekbone, and then I just follow the natural contour of my face. Now, I tend to only bring contour down to about here, as I think it can make you look a bit gaunt. I like to focus the product on the outer perimeter of the face. I then contour all the way alongside my jaw, and then up under my ear. And then whatever is left on my brush, I sweep across my eyelids. And then I blend this up onto where my baking powder is, just to create a bit more of a seamless blend. There's no such thing as too much bronzer and contour for me. This palette is quite orangey, so if you're looking for a slightly greyer undertoned bronzer, I would recommend the Hoola by Benefit bronzer. This one is a lot better if you're looking for something slightly ashier, slightly greyer undertoned. As you can see, I like this one a lot too. Next, I will be dusting off the rest of this baking powder. As you can see, it's really brightened my under eye area. So the skin is looking nice and bright and bronzed. For eyes, I like to alternate between either liquid eyeliner or like a cream coal eyeliner. So that's what I'll be using today. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick Eye Colour in Plum. So this is actually purple, but it's basically black. I lightly drag it across my eyelid, just keeping it nice and near to the lash line. So it's very messy, so if you haven't got the steadiest hand and aren't that great at liquid eyeliner, this is a really good alternative, because then I take a flat-headed blending brush and then I just blend in this product. Then moving on to the lashes, I curl my eyelashes. This eyelash curler is just from like Superdrug or whatever. I then go in with the Roller Lash Mascara from Benefit. I love Benefit mascaras. I have the Bad Girl Lash, I have the They're Real, and then I also have the Roller Lash. I absolutely love the head of this one. The wand is really nice, narrow. They're really good at singling out and curling the lashes, so they're full of volume, they're nice and black, they're nice and coated, but they're not too clumpy. So I wriggle it at the base of the hair and then gently drag up through the lashes. So I go in with one thin coat and then just try and single out a few of the longer lashes with a second coat. The one thing I hate is really clumpy lashes. I absolutely hate it. So that is the eye makeup done. So then onto the finishing touches. So the last finishing touches on the face for me are another round of bronzer. I know I love bronzer, but I use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the Luminous Bronze Light shade. So it looks like this. It is beautiful at highlighting and illuminating the skin. So I just take a big Zoeva blending brush and then just add this all over the face. I told you I like bronzer. But the beauty of this is it's like a natural highlighter and bronzer in one. It creates a nice pearlescent sheen to the skin. I love to drag this all the way down the neck. I even drag a little across my nose to mimic the sun and getting sun-kissed. Then I move on to blush. I'm not the biggest blush person because obviously I have a problem with redness in my skin, so I like a very natural blush if I do wear one. So I like to wear the NARS Orgasm blush. Again, just look at the glow that this gives off. It's like a beautiful pearlescent coral with flecks of gold. So I just take this on a Zoeva blending brush, really brush off the excess, and then I actually use this on top of my contour. I don't like to create like balls on my cheeks, I feel like it makes me look chubby cheeked, but I just pat this in up my cheekbones for a nice flush, and then a little across the nose and the forehead. Onto highlighter. So like I said, I like to use the NARS Orgasm Illuminator on top of the Orgasm blush. I use this twice in one routine. So I take this again on a damp beauty sponge and then place it along the cheekbones. So this is one of the only illuminators that I like, that I think sits beautifully on top of fully made up skin. The one tip is just absolutely do not rub this at all. Just pat it in, otherwise you will get lift off from the rest of your makeup. So as you can see, this just gives the most healthy, natural, glistening glow. I absolutely love cream and liquid highlighters. Onto powder highlighter, I use Champagne Pop by Becca, and then I take this on an Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter brush. I do like to take a little bit on my ring finger and just press this on the inner corner of the eye. And then the one tip that I have is just keep blending everything together. There should be absolutely no harsh lines. So keep going in with absolutely no product on the brush and just keep buffing the skin with a nice wide fibered buffing brush. This will keep everything looking clean and seamless on the skin. I comb through my brows with the Benefit Ready Set Brow Gel, just to create nice feathery hairs. I also like to use this quick tip to tame my flyaways. So if I'm ever out and haven't brought hairspray, and especially if I've got an updo like a tight bun or tight ponytail, and I will use my brow gel to tame my flyaways. So that's a quick tip. Finally, onto lips, which is my favourite. I use Etc. Lip Liner by MAC. I do also drag it across the Cupid's bow. I feel like it makes my lips look fuller. And then I go in with Jouer Lip Cream in Creme Brulee. This is my favourite lip colour ever. So then last but not least is lip gloss. My all-time favourite lip gloss is by Glossier, and it is just a clear, plain, simple lip gloss, but I've lost it. Then I do also like the NYX Butter Glosses. This one is in Fortune Cookie. I do also have the Creme Brulee. Then I'll go in with a setting spray, so this is the final step. I have the Tatcha Skin Mist, the Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This is amazing for a really healthy glow. It is bloody expensive. I buy mine from America every time I go. There's barely any of mine left. Nothing's coming out. I do also like the Mario Badescu facial spray. This is the Aloe Cucumber and Green Tea. As you can see, it's almost empty, but I love all the flavours of these. I just love the smell of this one. This just helps all of your makeup set together. It gives you a nice glow to the skin, and all in all, it just refreshes the makeup. So that is the finished natural everyday go-to makeup routine. Thank you again for watching my YouTube. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and give me any comments or feedback down below. Again, as with all of the videos, all of the links will be down in the description box as well, so be sure to check that out if you want to get your hands on any of the product. I forgot to mention the colours that I use, so again, I'll leave the colours of everything that I use just for reference again in the description box as well. But as usual, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye guys.